City boy, city boy.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's your boy, Nate the Great, back with another video. And you know we gotta go ahead and do our Friday night Smackdown review, baby. Okay, so let's go ahead and jump right into it, man. This show, once again, another dud. All right, and the problem is here that it doesn't matter. It seems like because we know that Triple H's back is up against the wall. All right, his back is up against the wall, and Triple H feels like he has to do something special. So whenever Triple H feels like he has to do something special, he's gonna do a couple of things: random title changes, or just unlimited brawls throughout the night. Just multiple brawls, after match attacks, fucking random people coming back. But at the end of the day, one thing that you are going to get in Triple H's era, right? You're going to get rematches. You're going to get so many fucking rematches. And the rematches have absolutely nothing to them, man. The rematches in this, like, I'm telling you, like, let me explain myself, man. Let me explain myself so that way you can understand me clearly. All right. We had in the main event a rematch between Drew McIntyre and Jimmy Uso. Okay. We had in this show, we had a match between Ilya Dragunov and Aleister Black. Now, this is not a rematch, but at the end of that match, of course, Ilya Dragunov won. Duh, right? So at the end of that match, you know who came out right before Ilya won and hit the torpedo Moscow on Aleister Black? Damian Priest. Weren't they just feuding for like 2 months, 3 months or something like that? Damian Priest disappears for a couple of weeks, and now he's back, and he still wants to feud with Aleister Black. Like, can I get something else, man? This is what I'm saying. Like, the rematches are absolutely ridiculous. We're going to get that match next week. It's either going to be next week or the week after. Or it might be at Saturday night's main event. They try to, squash the beef completely between Drew McIntyre and fucking Aleister Black. And I don't know if it's just me or not, but I'm pretty sure Saturday night's main event is coming up this week, right? Like this next week, I mean. And I don't think any matches were made tonight. Comment down below if you saw that any matches got made for Saturday night's main event, because the only matches that I know of so far are the matches between Cody Rhodes and Drew McIntyre, and the match between fucking CM Punk and Jey Uso. And obviously, these two matches alone are not going to be enough to sell anything. All right, like you couldn't put those two matches on a fucking house show and sell out. I'm trying to tell you right now, man. Put both world champions in those same matches on a house show, you're not selling out. You know what I mean? Like, it is what it is, man. You're not selling out a fucking 20-seat arena, dude. Right? Like, it just, the fact of the matter is, man, we're not going to be getting any compelling storylines anytime soon. So there's not really much to say outside of the matches, man. Like, I mean, each and every single match tonight was 15 to 20 minutes long. There was no match tonight that happened that was less than 15 minutes. Maybe there was a 13-minute match, right? Splitting hairs or whatever the case is. But that's like that was the majority of the night. The majority of the night was filled with matches that were 50-50 booked, obviously, right? And then they lasted so fucking long. And then it's the stuff, right? Because the stuff that makes a wrestling show good is not just the stuff that happens in the ring. It's not just the matches. And I don't know if Triple H understands this or not. I don't think he gets this, right? It's not the stuff that happens in the match, okay? That can add to the show, absolutely. But the stuff that matters the most is the stuff that happens in between the matches, man. The feuds that are getting built, the storylines that are getting created, the characters that are being built. This is what's most important Not just on a wrestling show, right? Just take a regular show that has fucking, fake fighting in it, right? Just take a regular ass show. Cobra Kai, right? It's not the matches in Cobra Kai, right? It's not the martial arts specifically in Cobra Kai that makes it a decent show. It's the stuff that happens in between. It's the drama that happens in between. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what makes a show a good show. That's what makes a story a good story, right? You can't just go to the climax, right? If you open up a book and you just go straight to the climax, you're not going to be able to connect with anything that's going on, right? It doesn't matter how good the climax is, right? If you did not read for the journey, if you weren't there for the journey, if you didn't have a good journey on the way to the climax, then it doesn't matter, right? It does not matter, bro. It doesn't matter. The conflict means absolutely nothing. The climax means absolutely nothing. And that's what we're getting on these shows. We're at the point, right? And it's been this way ever since Triple H has taken over. But we're at the point where matches are everything. It's everything. 80% of the show tonight was split between matches and commercials. The other 20% was the stuff in between. And that is not enough. It's not enough. It's not enough. And then it would be one thing if at least in those matches people were able to get over. But they're not because they're all 50-50 booked. Sami Zayn, he just went 50-50 a few weeks ago with John Cena. Then he goes 50-50 with Carmelo Hayes, goes 50-50 with Rey Fenix, goes 50-50 with Shinsuke, goes 50-50 with Aleister Black, goes 50-50 with Ilya. Then loses to Ilya. Now tonight, Ilya is going 50-50 with Aleister Black. So you mean to tell me that all of these people are on the same level as a John Cena? Sami Zayn just kicked out of an attitude adjustment a few weeks ago. I don't think this is talked about enough, to be honest with you, right? Sami Zayn kicked out of an attitude adjustment just a few weeks ago, dude. Then he loses a match to Ilya Dragunov. Everybody that Sami Zayn has fought, he went 50-50 with. There is no more hierarchy in this company, man. And that's killing the product because we don't know who the big dog is, all right? And Triple H doesn't know how to show us who the big dog is, so all he can do is have Corey Graves and fucking Michael Cole or Joe Testicles or fucking Booker T, whoever the fuck he has on the commentary team by week to week, right? Because it seems like lately the commentary team on each show just changes week by week, right? But it doesn't matter who's on the commentary team. Triple H is going to have them tell you who the big dog is. Triple H is going to have them tell you who you should be looking out for, right? He's going to say, like, oh, this person is so special. We've never seen anything like it. The athleticism, the power, the strength. It's off the charts. It's off the charts. And then the person that's also in the ring with them that they're having a match against, they're getting talked down on, right? But they're in the match having a 50-50 match, right? It's a contested match. Like, Kiana James has only had like 3 or 4 matches in the WWE so far. What sense does it make if Kiana James, who just lost a couple of weeks ago to fucking fucking Michin or some shit like that. Kiana James can't even win a match against Michin, and somehow she's going 50-50 with the women's world, like the WWE women's champion. How does this make sense? In what world does this make sense? Michin won't even sniff. She won't even sniff a world title anytime soon. Never. She'll never sniff a fucking world title. Yet she can't even sniff a mid-card title. Kiana James can't beat her. But Kiana James is going 50-50 with the women's WWE champion. How does this make sense? The power scaling, man, and it has to make some kind of sense, all right? Like, it's just getting to the point where this shit's just egregious, man. So now when Jade Cargill comes out and she lays waste to Tiffany Stratton, it's like, it doesn't matter. Kiana James almost had her. Who cares? So Jade Cargill and Kiana James, they're also on the same level? Everybody is on the same level, man. This is the problem with this show now, man. I know I've been going on for a while, you know what I'm saying? But the things that happen in this show, they're just too egregious to like just skip over, right? Like I said, the things that actually matter, not just in wrestling, in a movie, in a book, in a TV show, it doesn't matter. The stuff in between the action, how can you make people care? What is the stuff that's happening in between the action, like before we get to the climax, before we get to the quote unquote match? What's the stuff that happened to lead up to such thing, right? And why, right? Like Aleister Black throwing a fireball in Damian Priest's face a couple weeks ago, right? Let's just take this for an instance, right? In what world does it make sense for Aleister Black to do this? Why is he throwing a fucking fireball in Damian Priest's face? Why are Aleister Black and fucking Damian Priest trying to kill each other? Oh, because Damian Priest stepped in front of Aleister Black and said, hey, I know R-Truth just rolled you up out there, but, just let it go. It's all right. Don't even worry about it. He's going to do him. It's fine. That's what they're trying to kill each other over. You understand that? You understand how fucking crazy that is? How illogical that is, right? Damian Priest, he's not hitting on Zelina Vega, right? That would be something I would understand if Damian Priest walked up on Zelina Vega and was like, yeah, I know you fucking with Aleister or whatever, but I'm the real big priest. You know what I'm saying? I'm the real big D. You know what I'm saying? So it is like what you want to do with it, Zelina? What you want to do with it? And then Aleister Black comes up, he's like, oh, you're talking to my wife. And he's like, I don't give a fuck if this is your wife, your girlfriend, your auntie, your mama, your sister, nigga. She's gonna get it, right? Give me something, right? Now Aleister Black he's been disrespected as a man, and he disrespected his wife. Okay, now might be a reason why you want to kill a nigga. But you're gonna throw a fireball in his face because he stopped you from attacking somebody? And then we enter a 3-month feud on top of that? It has to make some kind of sense, man. That's what I'm saying. It just doesn't make sense. So we kick off tonight's show. All right, we kick off tonight's show with Cody Rhodes making his long ass entrance. Of course, you know what I'm saying. We're 5, 6, 7 minutes into the show before we even get a word spoken from Cody Rhodes, right? And what does Cody Rhodes have to say? Absolutely nothing, because here comes Drew McIntyre, and Drew McIntyre is throwing the same accusations that he was throwing at Cody Rhodes last week, right? And Cody Rhodes, he's not trying to hear it. Cody Rhodes does not want to hear anything that Drew McIntyre is talking about. All right, Cody Rhodes says that he wants to fight. He said, I don't care about none of that shit that you're talking about right now. All right, it seems to me like you want to fight, so let's fight. We can do it right here, right now. Right? You know how Cody Rhodes gets. And once again, like Cody Rhodes, a hyped up Cody Rhodes, a raging Cody Rhodes is the cringiest person on Saturday Night or on Friday Night SmackDown. Hands down. All right. So they're getting ready to, I guess, maybe brawl, but then here comes Jimmy Uso from behind. Jimmy Uso, he attacks Drew McIntyre because I guess, Jimmy Uso cares all of a sudden about what happens to Jacob Fatu. So Jimmy Uso comes from Raw over to SmackDown, and now he's going to be in a match tonight with Drew McIntyre. I figured it as soon as he attacked Drew McIntyre. I was like, okay, so this is going to be the main event. All right, so that happens, pull apart brawl, you know what I mean? Oh, great segment, guys. 10 out of 10 segment, right? No. So after that, we move on because the MFTs, they're getting ready to come out, right? And the MFTs, they have Tama Tonga and Jeff Cobb getting ready to go up against Shinsuke and Rey Fenix. How we got here, I don't remember. I'm not even gonna sit here and lie to you. How we got to this point, I do not recall. All right, I don't know why they're in this match right now, bro. And I don't even know if it was explained. I don't even think this shit was explained as to why they were in this match. But it is what it is, okay? Because the match lasted the match started at 5:15, right? Or 6:15, 7:15, 8:15, wherever you are, right? It started at the 15-minute mark of the hour, right? We move on and it lasts 18 minutes. The match ends at 33, right? 18 minutes of a match. All right. Then we move on to two backstage segments. We have a backstage segment between Jimmy, where he makes the match with Jimmy Uso and Nick Aldis, where they make the match official for Drew McIntyre and Jimmy, and it's going to be a no disqualification match, as if that makes it special, right? And then there is also a backstage segment with the Secret Service, right? They're trying to recruit Julia to be fucking Chelsea Green's VP, right? Trying to start a campaign for Chelsea Green to become women's WWE champion, right? This is a campaign I can get behind, all right? And I actually enjoyed this segment because I enjoy Chelsea Green, and I enjoy the presence that she has on screen. She just has that kind of character that if you give her anything, you give her shit, she's going to turn it into, you know what I'm saying? She's going to turn it to gold, right? Because she always does. And that's what the Secret Service was. It was a shit gimmick, but she made it work. She made it work. And she makes it, and she still makes it work, even though she's no longer the U.S. Women's Champion, right? Which would be the only reason why the Secret Service should even still be around, right? It doesn't make sense that they're still around while Chelsea Green is not. Like, what are they guarding now? What is she the president of now, right? But whatever, okay? Basically, they're trying to recruit Julia. Kiana James comes up and says, oh, I didn't know Discount Diva was on the schedule. Oh, it's not, right? Julia's booked up from this time to this time. She's booked up for the foreseeable future. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a match with a world champion. Here's the thing, right? Before we even, because I know that this happened last week where Kiana and Tiffany Stratton, they had a little backstage skirmish. Not a fight, not a brawl, but they spoke words to each other, and then they were like, all right, well, let's have a match, right? Because that's usually how this shit goes, right? You speak a couple words to somebody, and if they don't immediately respect you off bat, they're like, okay, well, let's have a match then. Let's have a match. So that's what happened. So Kiana James, the manager of Julia, she gets a world championship match, or at least a match between her and a world champion before Julia does. Before her client can get a match with the women's world champion or the women's WWE champion, the manager got a match. Like, come on, like, it has to make some kind of sense, man, but it doesn't. And then to make it even worse, right, this match lasts 15 to 20 minutes, right? Tiffany ends up winning, right? Julia, she comes out, she attacks Tiffany, and her and Kiana, they're attacking Tiffany, etc., whatever, right? Jade Cargill's fine ass comes out, and she makes the save, right? She beats up Kiana, beats up Julia, tosses him out of the ring, and she holds up the championship. She holds up Tiffany Stratton's hand, right? She helps her up and all that stuff, right? And right now, at this moment, I'm incensed, right? But that's why you stay patient, right? This is a game of patience, okay? She holds her hand up, right? The crowd is like, all right, whatever, right? And then, as Jade Cargill is getting ready to turn, I see it happening right there. I was like, oh, yep, it's about to happen. And then she turns around and clotheslines the fuck. She hits Tiffany with like a clothesline from hell. That's the only way I could describe this clothesline. It was a clothesline from hell, right? So she hits Tiffany with the clothesline, and then she tells Tiffany, or she just beats the shit out of Tiffany, right? She beats the dog shit out of Tiffany. And at one point, cause she threw Tiffany went outside the ring, right? She threw Tiffany over the announce table, beat her ass behind the announce table, fucking threw her into the steps a couple times, threw her into the ring post, right? All this shit. She was beating the fuck out of Tiffany. And at some point, Tiffany, her leg was up on the steps, on the steel steps, in an elevated position. I don't know why, but her leg was up there, and Jade ran over to her and stomped on her knee, right? Just stomped on, the curvature in her knee, where her knee was, and then, her knee bent in. It looked like it hurt a lot. Hopefully it was done safe and it wasn't actually painful, but it looked like it hurt, right? So that means good job on Jade, right? Because she made it look like it hurt, and so did Tiffany. Tiffany sold well. So after this, Jade, she jumps into the ring, she holds up the championship, and then she drops it to the floor and walks her fine ass off, okay? After that, we ended up getting, a backstage segment, the worst backstage segment of all time. All right, it wasn't the worst worst backstage segment of all time, but I hated it. This is my least favorite segment of the night by far. All right, you got Ilya Dragunov. He's backstage. He's walking. And he runs into Sami Zayn's locker room. Sami Zayn opens up the door. Ilya's like, "Hey, man." Or Sami Zayn's like, "Hey, man, I just wanted to let you know what I'm saying? Because, the MFTs, they ended up getting involved. Seems like they're getting involved in everything these days, right?" So I just wanted to say congratulations, man. And then Ilya, he just goes off like as if Sami Zayn is like modern day Hulk Hogan or some shit, or prime Hulk Hogan or some shit like that. He's like, "Oh, man, I just love you so much, man. I just respect you so much. And I respect what you did with the open challenge, man, and everything that you do, man. I appreciate you, man. I love you, man. I just want to get down on my knees for you, man." Right? All this gay shit, right? And Sami Zayn's like, "Yeah, man, it is what it is, little homie. This is what I'm gonna do, because it takes a special kind of guy. It takes a special kind of motherfucker to have an open challenge. And since John Cena entrusted me with the open challenge, I'm gonna entrust you with the open challenge," right? I'm like, so is that what the United States Championship is? Like, I agree with what The Miz was saying last week, where he was saying, "I'm tired of this open challenge shit, acting like this shit's a charity," right? Because they're now you cannot rely on any fucking stories being told in the mid-card on SmackDown. Why? Because the mid-card title, there's no storylines attached to it, right? It's just, all right, 1 week we'll get this guy, the next week we'll get the next guy, next week we'll get the next guy, and then eventually he'll lose that title, and then what? Ilya Dragunov bestows the fucking open challenge onto the next guy? Is this all we're going to be doing with the U.S. Championship? We're just going to have open challenges after open challenge? Because don't forget, LA Knight also did an open challenge, right? And it was much less fleshed out because Triple H, he didn't have enough mid-carders on SmackDown at the time, or at least mid-carders who were, decent enough to, actually tell a story with LA Knight. So it was only Andrade and Carmelo Hayes and Shinsuke that LA Knight was feuding with during his championship reign, even though it was supposedly supposed to be a fucking open challenge, right? That's what it was supposed to be. Then Sami Zayn gets the open challenge. And now Ilya gets the open challenge. So that means the last three motherfucks that won the, besides Jacob Fatu, of course. But besides Jacob Fatu, 3 out of the last 4 U.S. champions have enacted an open challenge. Repetitive, boring garbage, okay? Sami Zayn shouldn't be out here little broing anybody because he sucks, all right? But he little bros Ilya. So what am I supposed to think about Ilya, right? Ilya is basically just a Sami super fan. So if Ilya is a Sami super fan, how am I supposed to respect him? Right? and if Sami Zayn is a skinny fat jobber anyways, and he's also short as fuck, right? Compared to like some of our legends, right? How am I supposed to take fucking Ilya seriously when he's like looking up? Like he has like his whole neck is cranked straight up to the sky so he can look Sami Zayn into his eyes. Shit's fucking crazy, right? So we got that. After that, we got Ilya versus Aleister Black. This match, it sucked. Way too fucking long. It was like 20 minutes. And then after this 20-minute fiasco, you get fucking Damian Priest, right? He comes out towards the end of the match. He distracts Zelina Vega. He distracts Aleister Black, of course. And then off the distraction, I should say, Aleister Black gets hit with the Torpedo Moscow and he gets pinned 1, 2, 3 in the middle of the ring, right? And Damian Priest comes in. He starts attacking Aleister Black. And Zelina Vega, she stops him and she gets Aleister Black to run away, right? So Aleister Black runs away. What are we doing with Aleister Black? I don't know. I don't get it. I don't understand why we're here right now. Let's move on, right? After this, we had a backstage confrontation between not a confrontation, really. Basically, both members of Fraxium, I guess, they want to have a shot at the United States title. So I guess at some point we're gonna see Nathan Frazier and Ilya Dragunov, and also Axiom and Ilya Dragunov, as if the title couldn't be any less prestigious, right? And there's no storyline here. It's just gonna be two tag team guys going at one after the other. They're both gonna lose, and then we'll move on from them, right? After they talked to Ilya, I think DIY came up and they said a bunch of inconsequential shit, right? Just annoying, right? That's pretty much all they are at this point. And then we fucking move on, all right? After that, we got the match between Drew McIntyre and Jimmy Uso. This match was really a nothing burger, 20 minutes for absolutely no reason. And then after the match, Drew McIntyre, he starts to like attack Jimmy. He like puts the chair around his neck and he's like pleading his case. It's like, it wasn't me. I didn't do it to Jacob. I didn't do it, right? And then here comes Cody Rhodes out the back. He starts beating up on Drew, throws Drew over the barricade, right? And then he goes to help Jimmy. Drew comes out from behind the barricade and gets in the ring and then hits Cody with the Claymore, right? That's the name of his move, right? Hits Cody with the Claymore, and then that's pretty much how the show goes off the air with Drew McIntyre like kneeling over Cody, right? I'm tired of the gay shit, man. But that's how the show ends, right? Drew McIntyre kneeling over Cody and like looking down longingly at Cody Rhodes' soft Ken doll like face, right? So that was the show. Right? Nothing happened, right? Nothing consequential on this show happened tonight. We have rematches being set up. Who's excited, right? And like I said, I don't think that any matches were made for Saturday night's main event, right? I don't think any new matches were made for Saturday night's main event, and it's next week. Good job, Triple H. So let me know what y'all thought about this show down in the comments below. I'm gonna give this show a fucking what? Nothing happened, man. The best part about the show, Chelsea Green, her segment, and Jade Cargill, her segment. And that's really because of how fucking fine Jade Cargill is. But yeah, that's basically that, man. Let me know what y'all thought about the show down in the comments below. Like and subscribe if you want to hear some more. Make sure you follow me on all platforms, especially X at Nate Know It All. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace.